everybody, Crafting Journey here, that Journey chick over on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me over there. I haven't posted in a while. I've been so busy. That's my goal today. I'm going to post on Instagram. So welcome to the Saturday edition of Crafting and Crime Daily, the show where I recap live trials. There's so many going on that we needed Saturday to get it all in. And I'm still not going to be able to tell you everything that happened last week. It was a lot. Moving on, the like button is in the kitchen doing dishes, so please don't forget to hit him on your way in or out of the show today. Also, please consider subscribing. If you are not a current subscriber, if you enjoy the content of the channel, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget the notification bell, because you never know when I might go live, or you don't want to miss a single episode of this fantastic recap of these trials and a little vlog about my life. Coffee in my little Cheryl Katz mug. A lot of stuff to bring for you today, and I'll be doing some filming later on today because I got some Diamond Art Clubs in the mail. First, let's do the journal. We always do the planner first. Planner. Okay. Yesterday was payday and pizza night. Gotta write that in. Pizza night. Also known as carb overload, but it was so delicious. Yes. Today is Saturday. I need to get stuff done around the house. I've got some Ticket to Ride stuff I gotta wrap up. What else? Yeah, I wanted to film this. I wanted to film my Diamond Art Clubs. Yeah, I got a full day of all kinds of stuff to do. Yeah. Okay, it is National Tell a Fairy Tale Day. Yep, and this day in history, we're going to talk about New York. Yep, we love New York. Because if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Right, Narrate? All right. Now, before we begin, let me also say that if you are already a subscriber to my channel, consider becoming a member of the channel. As a member of the channel, your monetary gifts go to support the content of the channel. Let me show you some of the content. Well, this large painting that feels like it is never going to end. Yeah. But it will. We're getting there. And like I said, I have some Diamond Art Clubs that I'm going to unbox. I am ordering a Diamond Art Club today because there's a Randall Spangler that I have got to have. I saw that and my jaw dropped. Yeah, my jaw dropped, literally. All right. So first and foremost, content of the channel. This is stuff I ordered from Wilson's 3D Designs. Pam and her husband, Steve Wilson. Fantastic people, really. Thank you so much for supporting our small business, Wilson's 3D Designs. You are welcome, Pam. So I ordered a couple of pens. Now, they're very lightweight. They're made out of the same material because they're 3D printed pens. These are not acrylic turned pens. They are made out of that same material as the trays. So very, very lightweight. But the nice feature about these is they don't roll. There's a flat end to them. So they're called a no-roll pen. So I have a really good friend of mine. We used to play Ark Survival Evolved on Xbox together. And we still do every now and then. But she has discovered diamond painting. Joanne's had a sale last week. Where all the diamond dots were on sale. So she picked up a couple of diamond dots, and guess which one she's doing? Van Gogh Starry Night. Yeah, I think we've all done that. Have we all done some version of the Starry Night painting in our career? I know I did the Alice Van Gogh last year. So I'm going to send these to her because right now she's using that poor little pink pen, and I'm going to send her, you know, this one has a floor placer, this one has a plastic replacer. So I'm going to send that to her to help her out. I also got this for my sister. This is a smaller pen that fits in the palm of your hand, and you can diamond paint that way for people who need to make adjustments. Oh, something in my eye. This is for people who need to make adjustments. Maybe they have arthritis, maybe they have issues with their hand, and you can just, you know, diamond paint that way. So I'm going to giving this to her to see if she likes it. What else? Oh, thank you, Pam. Ask Pam if she could include one of these. This is one of these teeny tiny versions of her diamond painting trays that you can use for trash or as part of your keychain. Don't you love it? So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to use it for my trash. Now, I did order their trash bin. They have this really cute little trash bin. It's kind of concave, so the drills go in and they don't come out if you spill them. And then you can just unscrew the bottom. And it's a magnet! Yes, you can use it as a cover minder. I'm giving this to my sister. Yeah, because she was using a tray for a trash bin. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to give my sister this one. What else? Oh, this is what I'm most excited about. The popsicle. No, just kidding. Thank you, Pam. These. Oh my gosh. And you're like, what are those? Well, you know, I also cross stitch. And these are bobbins where you can bobbinate your cross stitch floss. And they come in colors. You know, you pick a color. I picked purple. I think this is genius. And they're really, really cute. So I got 10 of them. So that'll help my cross stitch. I am going to be doing a floss tube so I can show off all the stuff I got for floss tube. Yeah, so that's Wilson's 3D Designs. There's a link for that down in my description. Now, another friend of mine says, hey, I've got some yarn. I'm never going to use it. Would you like to have it? I said, well, yeah, of course. So I paid for the shipping and it's here. So let's take a look, see what we got. I already know what I'm going to do with some of it. Some of it, nah, I'm not so sure. So this Yarn Bee Delish Boutique, 590 yarns. This is a 3-weight. I don't generally work with 3-weights, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. It's called... It doesn't have, they don't name their colors. Maybe not. But this is 10% alpaca. You can see like a little halo on that, and it's super soft. So we got that one. Okay, where can I put it? There. And there's two of those skeins there. Two. And this one here, gorgeous colors. It goes from pinks to greens. This is also Yarn Bee. She went to Hobby Lobby clearance. I could tell. Chloe, pick of the bunch, 270 yards. I want to say it's acrylic. I can't tell. They're hiding it on me. Anyway, beautiful colors, and it is it feels like maybe a light 4-weight. Yeah, 3.5. Have you ever heard of 3.5? But look at the colors in that. Cute. All right. Now, this is what I'm going to make stuff out of. I already have this color, and this is what what made her think of me. She got that. I got this color out and said I didn't know if I had enough to do something with it. This Hookah yarn from Red Heart. So it looks like her cat got to one of them, but whoa. Anyway, I have several skeins of this, so I might make my sister something and combine it with this gray Hookah. Yeah. So then I would definitely have enough. Maybe make her a poncho. There's more. But wait, there's more hygge. So that will make a really pretty poncho. That right there. Plus, with the addition of what I have. Then she's got some other colors of this hygge. And it's like a, oh, it's really like a creamy ivory color. Beautiful scarf there all day long. And, oh my gosh, there's more hygge. Oh, wow. Pinks. Now, I don't know if I picked up any pink, but wouldn't that be beautiful combined with this? Oh, yes. I see more projects in my future. Oh my goodness. So we got some shawl and a ball. Who doesn't love shawl and a ball? Yep. This one is called Lotus Blossom. Yeah, let's see the colors. Aren't they pretty? Shawl and a ball. And I believe I might have some of these colors. Oh, this is also Lotus Blossom. It's just spun a different way. Same color. Ooh, pretty, 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 pretty. This is a dazzling yarn. Look how gorgeous that is. You can't see it, but it sparkles. And that's a 4-weight. Oh, I like that. Very nice. Some more, but darker gray hygge. What else? I'm trying to pick out what's different that we haven't seen. More of the pearl gray hygge. Okay, more, what is this color? Ooh. Yeah. So all of the stuff that we've seen, great, fantastic selection. Oh my goodness. Thank you. This came from Melissa B. Thank you, Melissa B. Yeah. Oh, this in particular, I want to make my sister something with that. Her favorite color is green. And then this one, this is me, pink and white, or ivory. Yeah. Okay. Now we gotta find some place to put it where the cats can't get a hold of it, right? So let's talk about the National Day, which is tell a fairy tale story. So last night I couldn't sleep. You know what happens? I keep forgetting to take my sleeping pill. What? Yeah. Hold on. I wanted to get some drills, and you know, it's Saturday. Let's do some diamond painting, shall we? Now, did I pick the right tray? Probably not. Yeah, we have some here. We have some here. Okay. We'll put some drills in the tray. We got lots of to choose from here. We're just gonna maybe single place. Well, there's one area I have to multiple place. When I see like a good 15 area, I just have to do it. Yes, I do. So last night I couldn't sleep because I forgot to take my sleep medication. So I take the sleep medication and I'm waiting for it to work. So I had I had come across the old Cinderella story on YouTube, the one with Leslie Ann Warren and what's his name, Stewart. He played on General Hospital for many years, but he filmed this when he was very young. Leslie Ann Warren was like, I don't know, a teenager. She was so young. And I thought, oh, I had put it on my watch later because I just remember that as being like the best movie. So I put that on last night. And wow, let me just say, we have come a long way since that movie was filmed. And it's like regular length, like an hour, 20 minutes. I didn't watch the whole thing. Enough to, you know, for it to bring back some memories, you know. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. I can be a Russian princess or a Germanist heir. Da, 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 da. Okay. I digress. Anyway, so I'm listening to it, and, you know, of course, the fairy godmother comes, poof, in a puff of smoke. The sets were like, you know, cardboard cutouts, and it was really bad. It was, you know, what I should have left myself with the memories I had of it as a child. But a lot of fairy tales got started as true stories, and then the more they got told around campfires and in bars at night, there used to have these people that was their entire job, is to be storytellers, and they would go into a bar at night. They were called bards, and they would just sit there and tell these stories, or they would sing the stories. So one of the stories that is thought to be true is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White was born to a king and queen, and she was very, very beautiful, and they lived near some mines that you could only get into if you were a small child or a dwarf. And she fell in love with this handsome prince, and all of a sudden came up dead. So the story sort of evolved and became Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, so that we could all live happily ever after at the end. Yes, because nobody wants a fairy tale that doesn't end well. So I guess some of the famous fairy tales come from the Grimm's fairy tales. You remember that show Grimm? I never liked it. I don't like horror, and they turned it into like a horror type show, and I didn't enjoy that. So that's what National Day it is. So tell a fairy tale. I mean, engage a child or a young adult. Let me tell you something that my sister does, and she told me yesterday she did it for the first time in a very long time. She tutors a woman who is actually an adult, but has the mentality of a first grader, but she doesn't retain anything over long periods of time. So my sister works with her to read, and she teaches her to read. Although yesterday they got out a very interesting tale about a pig who likes buttered popcorn, and she helped her read this. Now, I don't know if that's considered a fairy tale, I guess, but I think it's so sweet of my sister to do this, and they've become very good friends, and so every now and then she gets with her. She still lives back in Florida, but she got with her on the phone yesterday. They picked out a book on Kindle, and they read it together. You know, that's so sweet of my sister to do that, to use her time to help someone else enjoy a fairy tale. A pig who likes buttered popcorn. She said it's a series, and the pig likes buttered toast, but in this this book, it turns into buttered popcorn. I think that's so funny. All right, let's talk about crafting and crime daily. I was upset last night. I really was. I gotta tell you, I put out a poll, and I said, it's a community poll, so don't forget to don't pass up all those community posts. Some of them might be mine, especially when a trial is drawing to a conclusion. So I put up a post yesterday. You are the 13th juror in the movie theater popcorn case where Curtis Reeves is charged with murder. What is your verdict? So the first comment I get is, hey, there's only 6 jurors. And I thought, well, good point. In Florida, if it's not a capital murder case, you only have 6 jurors. So in this case, there were 6 jurors. But in any case, people voted, and 97% of the people that voted in this poll that I put up said that they would find him guilty. Well, so last night, I come home from work, and on my way home, I had been listening to one of the other trials, but on my way home, I thought, well, it's 4 o'clock, which means it's 5 o'clock in Florida. Let me tune in and see where they're at in this Curtis Reeves case. I knew that they had done closing arguments, and I figured by now they've had enough time to argue the jury charges, and they've probably been read to the jury, and they're probably out deliberating. And I left work an hour early because I thought, well, let me get home because I want to bring you guys the verdict. So I get home and she's still reading the jury instructions. And, 30 minutes later, she's still reading the jury instructions. I'm like, oh my God. And then afterwards, she dismissed 3 of the jurors. I guess there were 9 there. She just dismissed the 3 alternatives. And I was listening to hear if any of them were cheering, like, yay, I get to go home. No. So she dismissed 3 jurors. After she finished reading the jury instructions at 6 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. on a Friday night. And she must have asked them, and maybe I missed it, she must have asked them, hey, would you mind staying late on a Friday night to deliberate? And they must have said yes, because I can't imagine you would do this otherwise. So she sends the jury off to deliberate at 6 o'clock at night. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So my sister and I decide we're going to work on our puzzle last night. So we're working on this round mandala puzzle, and it's hard. Oh my gosh. So at 9 o'clock, and I've got the channel on because I'm thinking, sometimes they come back with questions and, nothing. We heard nothing from this jury. So at 9 o'clock, we hear some rustling in the courtroom, and I'm thinking, okay, it's 9 o'clock Eastern time. She's probably just going to send them home for the night because, it's 9 o'clock. They've been out there for 3 hours. And so I did not publish it or turn it on for you guys because I had no idea there was a verdict. I thought they were just going to go home for the night. And then all of us, I see Nicole, which is the victim's wife. Well, she was also a victim because her finger had been almost shot off. Curtis was charged with aggravated battery for the shooting of her finger. And she's like sitting there sobbing with her mother, and everybody's consoling her. And all of a sudden I hear the judge say, bring in the jury. Now, I don't want any emotional outbursts. So now this is telling me there's a verdict. I'm like, oh, and my sister says, go live. I'm like, I don't have time. There's no way I can set this up in time for this verdict is seconds away. So the jury stands up and reads the verdict. Not guilty. My jaw hit the floor. Not guilty. He was charged with second-degree murder. Now, I would have found him not guilty of second-degree murder, but I would have gone on to a lesser-included offense, which is manslaughter, and found him guilty of manslaughter. Nope, not guilty. They didn't even go to the lesser offense, which makes me wonder, did they really understand the jury instructions? They also found him not guilty of the battery on Nicole. Like, zip, zilch, nada. He stood up, she said, you're a free man, you're free to go, and that was it. And they're all like, patting themselves on the back and hugging each other and being kind of loud. Meanwhile, on the other side of the courtroom is this dead man's family. The wife that was shot, who has to now raise her 7-year-old daughter, who was 22 months old at the time of this thing. So she's probably 10-year-old daughter. What? So let me get this straight. You can take a gun into a movie theater and shoot somebody because they won't turn off their phone and you think that they're going to attack you. This is what money can buy you, folks. This man spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that defense. No question. And bought himself a not guilty verdict. I hate to say it, but you know, this is Florida. These Florida people are, especially North Florida, where this was on the west coast and north of Tampa. This is what happens. Very, very conservative area of this country. And very good old boy. This guy had been a police officer. He was a good, he was a good old boy. What? I'm just, I was so angry. I'm like, what? How in the world? What? No. So I turn over to Court TV, and Vinny Politano, who I cannot stand, he's going, what? He's one of the moderators or the commentators over on Court TV, and I can't stand him because he's very opinionated. But he was doing the same thing I was doing. What? And the lawyers that he was interviewing were they're saying, well, this is how the justice system works, and you never know what a jury's going to do. But I'm saying, first of all, you sent them to deliberate on a Friday night with jury instructions that were very, very lengthy, that it would have taken you at least an hour and a half to 2 hours just to go through the jury instructions. Then you had tons of evidence on prosecution side, tons of evidence on the defense side, and you're telling me that in 3 hours you have a verdict? No way. And the other thought that occurred to me was, did the jury get paid? Did somebody get to the jury? You bought all these experts. You bought this wonderful defense. Did you buy yourself a juror or two? I don't know. In any case, he's a free man. He's already 79. He wasn't going to live that long in jail anyway. And consolation prize, there is a civil lawsuit going on where the standard is not beyond a reasonable doubt. It is more likely than not. Was he negligent? Yeah. So it'll be a negligence suit against Curtis Reeves brought by the family of the deceased. And hopefully that it'll be enough of an award that will take care of that 10-year-old for the rest of her life. Yeah. So that's all I have to say about that. So disgusting. So disgusting. You know, there wasn't one single poll, including mine, that said anything but overwhelmingly guilty. Hi, Stitch. All right, I need to let it go, right? Let it go, Rebecca. Hi, buddy. What you doing? Where you going? Hi, buddy. Gonna go up to the box? You could do it. Here, I'll take you. Go up to the box. Oh, you're getting scared. Oh, I need coffee. Coffee. Oops, it's stuck to the thing. Coffee. So I was trying to listen to the case of Dr. William Husel yesterday, and not yesterday's episode, but day 2 of the trial of Dr. William Husel. So the first witness was the lead detective, and Jose Baez on cross-examination just made this guy look like a fool. It's like, you don't know anything about medicine. No, I don't. I relied on the experts. Did you know that there was all of this was objected to, of course, but to the extent that it was objected to, the jury heard what Jose was saying. And that is that at the time that they were investigating this, there was also a petition going around signed by reputable doctors and nurses to reinstate Dr. Husel. They were all in his favor. So anyway, the detective, it was brought to their attention when they were called in by administration. Two pharmacists had brought this to the attention of the pharmacy manager, and the pharmacy manager went to administration. Administration called police. The police don't know any of this medical terminology. They don't know, like what? They have no idea what to do with any of this. So this detective actually sat down with the CMO, the chief medical officer, and at the time they suspected it was 25 people that this had affected over 4 years. And this physician went through and explained in detail what had occurred to this detective. And it was at this point that he knew he needed help. So he went to the state attorney. The state attorney hired medical experts, and the state attorney at this point was driving the investigation. They would contact this detective and say, hey, I need you to go interview this person or that person, you know, or make this arrest or that arrest, you know, this kind of thing. This was not something he was deciding on his own because he didn't have enough knowledge of this. And Jose Baez kept pointing out, well, didn't this thing bother you, or didn't this thing bother you? He's like, I was relying on experts. I don't even know what this is on, you know, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I thought that was very interesting. He said he couldn't make heads or tails out of those medical records. He says there were phrases and procedures that he was not familiar with. So he was relying on the CMO, which is, his name is Dr. Roth, who went over everything with him in those 25 charts. He didn't go through every single chart, but he explained to him about the Pyxis machine and all of that. And he said, we knew this was going to be a medical expert case. Yes, we did. So during this entire cross-examination, Jose Baez, he could not ask anything but a leading question. There were so many objections, not so many sidebars, because the judge just wouldn't rule on the objections. Sustained, re-ask your question. Sustained, rephrase your question. Sustained, Mr. Baez, move on. Yesterday, they put on a pharmacist. He had gone to pharmacy school. He has his doctorate in pharmacology. When he finished his doctorate in pharmacology, he worked for Walgreens as a pharmacist, which he says is not too different. You know, the orders are from the doctor. You fill the orders, much like, you know, in the hospital. The only difference is in the hospital, the drugs are different, and you're not providing them directly to a patient. You're providing them to a medical personnel to administer to the patients. So he was hired to work the night shift. And on the night shift, there were only 2 pharmacists for this entire hospital. Those pharmacists had to cover, where are my notes? I had notes in here. Oh, here we are. I skipped a page. They had to cover the ER, the ICUs, the med-surg units, all of this hospital. And now, I don't know how many beds this hospital was. I worked in a 250-bed hospital as a risk manager, and I'm going to tell you, 2 pharmacists probably would not have been enough. However, we were lucky if we had 1. So 2 pharmacists from 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. in the morning, 2 pharmacists. So he explained that all the medication orders from the day shift, there aren't a lot of physicians that are there at night giving orders for medicine. It's mostly done during the day. Those orders are filled, and they are, if they're a daily order, like it's something that has to be administered every single day to this patient, or every 3 hours or whatever, it's stocked into this Pyxis machine by a pharmacy tech. At the direction of the pharmacist. Now, when the order comes into the pharmacist, he has 2 choices. He can either verify that order or reject the order. And meaning he's got a question about the dosage or something like that. And then it will go back to the doctor for clarification. So once it's verified, he fills the order, and it goes from a pharmacy tech into the Pyxis machine. Now, unless it's like a stat order, meaning we need this right away. Now, stat and emergency are not the same things. Stat means, it's not in the Pyxis machine, but we really need this as soon as you can get it to us. Emergency means like, I need to get into that Pyxis machine and override it and get what's in there. So what was happening is Dr. Husel would order this medication in massive quantities, this fentanyl, and he would enter the order into the chart. It was all legit. By the chart, I'm not saying there was a physical chart. There in hospitals now, they don't have physical charts anymore. They're all electronic, and they were using the same system that my hospital uses, which is called Power Chart. So you put in the order. That order goes electronically to the pharmacy, it crosses over to a program that the pharmacy has called PharmTech or PharmView, and they can see the order and they can fill it. But if the doctor places the order and the nurse goes to the Pyxis and overrides the Pyxis to take out this large dose of fentanyl and administers it, that order is still sitting in the pharmacy. It's still crossed over in the computer to the pharmacy tech. But by the time the pharmacy or the pharmacist sees that order, it's already been administered. So he explained all this to the jury. And so the lawyer asked him, so if you see an order for 1,000 micrograms of fentanyl, what do you do? And he says, nothing. Very nonchalant, nothing. We have to verify the order. So, or if we don't verify the orders are just going to stack up in the system. Well, what happens if the order stays in there and stacks up in the system? Well, then the next pharmacist coming on is going to have to verify it and get it out of the system so they can, we got to move on. This is water under the bridge. He literally said that. This is water under the bridge. The drug has already been administered. What? Like you don't tell somebody? Hello, somebody's given 1,000 micrograms up on the floor. This is a very large dose. Nope, that was not happening. Wow. I'm just saying, wow. And that's as far as I got. I apologize. But yeah, I'm going to listen to some more today because I have lots of stuff to do, and I want to diamond paint. I really, really do. I want to sit and work on this painting because, gosh darn it, I want to get this thing done and move on to the next one. And I have stuff to film, and so I'll be listening to the trials today. So Monday, we'll have a fresh episode of some of the days that I missed this past week. Yeah. Yay. Yay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, so now for the logistical part of our show. No, let's do this day in history first. February 26, 1993. Now, narrate, you will know what I'm talking about. My friend narrate worked in the World Trade Center. 1993, the parking garage, this group of Islamic extremists, they hire this U-Haul van, fill it up with explosives, drive it into the parking garage of the World Trade Center, and blow the daggum thing out, leaving a massive multi-story crater and causing the collapse of several steel reinforced floors of the parking garage to just collapse. Their hope had, what was that noise? Their hope was that they would destroy the World Trade Center, that the tower that was over that parking garage would collapse and fall into the other tower and destroy the World Trade Centers. That did not happen. It did, however, kill a lot of people. There were 6 people killed and over 1,000 people injured. It caused $500 million in damage. And they had to, the first responders had to evacuate 50,000 people from that building. It took the entire afternoon to get people out of that building. This was the precursor to 9/11. But they did find all of these. I think they got like 10 people rounded up, the mastermind, the person that drove the truck, the person that rented the truck, and they all went to prison. Thank God. But it didn't stop their brethren from driving planes into the World Trade Center years later. So that is this day in history, guys. Yeah. What are you going to do today? What are your plans for this weekend? So I hope you have a good one, and I hope you do plan to spend some time with me tomorrow on my Sunday live show, Sunday mornings live with Crafting Journey. Tomorrow we are doing a live auction for charity. It's the money that we are going to raise is going to benefit the Joe DiMaggio Long-Term Care Children's Hospital and the Jackson Memorial Hospital Long-Term Care Children's Hospital. The money will be split between those two. What are we auctioning? We are going to auction some Ticket to Ride Poshy pens. These are custom-made pens for our event that say Ticket to Ride inside the pen. What? Yes. Now, I don't know how many we're going to have to auction. At least one, but all that money will go to charity. So tune in tomorrow to my show at 11 to see that. So I hope you all do come, and we'll have a good time. So take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.